Because the first question, just to address the question that's probably in most people's mind, the first question I'm asked about this book is why or how did I come to choose Culver to set it? Well, it came to me in a dream. It came about when my editors in New York and London suggested I set a book in the States to try to engage more with American readers. And having set parts of other books in the States, mainly New York, Los Angeles and New Orleans, I immediately decided that this time I should choose somewhere in the very heart of America. So I consulted my dear friend Chip Mitchell, who's sitting right here, who lives in LA, to ask for some advice. Culver was his first suggestion, as he has family living here, the Mitchell family. And though I confess I felt a little dubious at first about some of the things Chip was telling me, I mean, this clearly wasn't your regular small town. My husband and I decided to get on a plane and come and check it out. My reaction when I got here, my thoughts, my surprise, are mostly captured in the opening piece I just read. It really is a town of many contrasts, a glittering jewel all tucked away behind a vast and dreamy cornfield vale. And once again, I was finding that one of the best parts of being a writer is exploring new places and meeting new people. You use the things you see, hear, smell, like invisible, magical pieces of a jigsaw puzzle to start putting a story together. Without coming, I could never have imagined what it was like in Culver. And without the wonderfully enthusiastic help I received from the town's residents and the Academy's alumni, it truly couldn't have happened. I won't name them all now, but I will in a minute. When I came to Culver to begin No Place to Hide. It starts with Cheryl Tompus and her colleagues at the Child Care Ministry just up the road, to Marsha Adams and her wonderful guided tour when I first arrived, to Dori Mitzel and her delicious coffee and apple cake, as featured in the book, to Channing Mitchell for making so many introductions, Craig Mitzel for all the colour and great ideas he added, and also for helping this launch go as well as it has. Jeff Kenny of the Culver Citizen, the star of the book in a slightly other incarnation. Police Chief Wayne Bean, who opened my eyes in so many ways, not least of all for allowing me to attend a shooter training session at the local school. You can probably imagine that this was a truly shocking experience for a Brit, as we have no experience of guns. And then there was the bright spark of somebody from the Sheriff's Department who thought the Brit should actually handle the gun and play the part of the shooter. I did do that. And then there was Sally Jo Mitzel, who not only drove all the way from Indianapolis to take me and my husband around the lake and show us her family's beautiful home, but also allowed me to use her name for one of the principal characters. Then, of course, there's the wonderful Susie Mailer. And I have to tell you that if it weren't for Susie, neither the book nor this that is happening today would have been possible. She kept in touch with me throughout the writing process, answering my questions almost as soon as they were asked, and giving me information about Culver that I wouldn't have even known to ask for. I've even stolen bits of her chatty emails and put them into my character's dialogue. So I want to say an enormous thank you to everyone who helped me, and to Dana Thomas, who's here, for inviting me to your library. And thank you to all of you for coming here today. If you read the book, I very much hope that you enjoy it, and that you feel that I've done your very special town the justice it deserves. Thank you.